Hello and welcome to the Pork and Knuckle Show. Alright, the Pork and Knuckle Show.
That was quick.
That was so quick.
Oh
Fine.
yeah, we're not doing food anymore,
Okay, fine. Mad Max Fact Battle, you go first, Porky. Hit me.
That is more like Mad Knuckles.
Is that your first joke?
I'm gonna literally hit you if you do this ever again.
Fact Battle!
My first fact is that critics complained about the level of violence in the film, which made it rated 18 in many different countries, but George Miller estimates that there are only 50 frames, which is a bit more than 2 seconds of explicit violence in the film, and all the rest is only implied.
Okay.
Which I find fascinating. It's not a violent film. It's now rated 16 in Germany.
Oh my god.
But it was on the index of bad for youth movies for quite a long time, actually.
Not so interesting fact. My fact, Fury Road was actually not written as a conventional movie. It was written as a comic book. And they made, They made transitions and they made panels of comic book style storyboards. And that's how they made the movie. So it's not a conventional movie, it's a comic book.
Storyboards usually are drawn. But okay, I have another fact that will relate to you as soon as we get done filming, because there was a character called Johnny the Boy, played by Tim Burns, who was so into character that he annoyed everyone on set. People hated this dude. So this was the guy that Mad Max handcuffs to the car when he sets up the explosion, which is, by the way, a scene that is basically taken from a Watchmen comic book where something similar happens. But one day, after Mel Gibson handcuffed him to the truck, everyone else just left for lunch and left him there, handcuffed to the car.
It gave me some chuckles. Good fact, good fact. Snake Wranglers were hired to keep the set and the crew safe because Namibia desert, and okay, temperatures reach 100 degrees and it's an old desert. So yeah, Snake Wranglers. There you go.
Cool thing. Other thing is, my next fact is this tanker roll stunt at the end of the car chase in the second movie was deemed so dangerous that the stuntman who had to perform this stunt was forbidden to eat 12 hours before performing the stunt, just so that he can be rushed into the emergency room and being operated on without the choking hazard from puking. So he was refused food because they said, oh, you're most likely going to end up in surgery. Have fun doing the stunt, dude.
Speaking of stuntmans, the team from Beijing Olympics was hired to do the stunts because they were so hard and they had to be perfected. It wasn't a stuntman as in a stuntman specialist for movies. They had to get Olympians and athletes to do these stunts.
Yeah. By the way, most of the extras in Mad Max 1 were paid in beer.
Yes, they were. Guesses of beer. Yeah. This is the Austrian way of doing things. Yeah. Speaking of which, the movie invented a new method of safely flipping cars. I think they had a contraption at the bottom, a metal contraption, and that meant the driver could control when the car flipped instead of random flipping the car, random flipping the car, random flipping the car. Fourth fact.
I wanted to hit you an old vinyl player. Okay, my best fact is Mel Gibson had a cool name for Vernon Wells in the second movie, and that was Barometer Bomb, because even though the film is set in the desert, and the desert we associated with being hot, it was sometimes so cold that the actors were freezing in blankets in between takes. And the thing that Mel Gibson used to know when it was time to give the crew some time to reheat themselves was the ass of Vernon Wells, because that cheeks turned some pinkish color, and this is why he called him Barometer Bum, because this was his measurement of when it's time to go inside. And might I add that a barometer is something that measures air pressure and has nothing in the least to do with temperature. So this is cool and stupid at the same time. Unlike you, you're only stupid.
Excellent news. Last fact. So, when they invented this new car contraption flipping thing, the first time they tried it, the car rotated 8.5 times. if they would have recorded this would have been a world record at the time. But they didn't record it. Even though it's a film said they should record pretty much every test. They did not record a world record, and that's it. Yeah.
Maybe that's because the film was made so on the cheap that they had to save on
Everything.
film stock, because film stock at the time was not
expensive.
that cheap. Because I think even the first film was the first Australian
16mm?
film ever.
Yeah.
No, to use an anamorphic widescreen lens in
That's
35 millimeters, which they got
Bonus
off
track.
the set of I forgot the movie that they got it from.
Chickens Fly.
I think it was a Sim Peckinpah movie where they got the lens from. Yeah, it's called Getaway from 1972, and they got the lens, which was
Still going on
discarded
about the
because
lens.
it was
Oh my
kinda
God.
destroyed. I'm going to stop now. Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you for watching. Take care. See you next week.
Yes!